Hello everyone, this is Farooq and welcome to Revpanda Live. Usually at our show, you may see an industry expert speaking about some strategies, tactics, and things to consider for iGaming markets. Today, we'll slightly move away from that concept and we will have more sincere conversation. We'll discuss career, motivation, values, inspiration, along with the other expert insights that we're going to hear. Today, I'm joined by Artem Kirillov, the visionary CEO of BROFIST. Artem, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you at Revpanda Live.
Hello. Mm, Thanks for having me, and I'll be happy to answer all of the questions that you might have about about Brofist
Amazing,
or whatever.
amazing. Artem, since we had the announcement, many people were asking about it, so I want to just jump into that straight away. You have had a fascinating journey, going from a developer to the CEO of BROFIST. Could you please tell us more about your background, career, and journey into the iGaming industry?
Sure. First of all, I consider myself as an IT guy. So my career started more than 20 years ago. It was uh, like the first actual real workplace took place in 2004. Before that, I have a couple of jobs, but they wasn't very serious. So I started my career as a system administrator and PHP backend developer for like large retail holding company. It's basically was like retail plus e-commerce. Um, I quickly moved by career ladder after that. So I worked there for 3 years, and after that I became a CIO in large construction holding company that had like 22, I guess, companies under one roof. Um, this was like a huge leap for me because before that like I never had a managerial experience. But while I was working in retail, I quickly found out that I like to see how everything works in complex, let's say. So instead of diving into some specific details, some specific small tasks or processes, I would prefer like to see the picture as a whole. So that's why I decided to pursue a managerial career and end up in this company. Mostly it was like, let's say, traditional CIO, Chief Information Officer job. So I had to handle infrastructure. I have to handle like ERP implementations like Oracle or Axapta, and everything related to support and IT operations. So I worked there for almost 3 years. After that, this company it had lots of government contracts, and so at some moment of time, I was invited to join a government company to lead all automatization and digitalization initiatives there. It was a huge like Russian government company. I accepted because it was an interesting opportunity. Basically, it was the same job, but a different level, like at scale. And in this company, I led a team of more than 150 engineers. But I didn't spend there too much time because it was like, a hardcore corporate enterprise job,
Yeah.
let's say that. So the processes are too slow, too many restrictions, and too many politics in general. Like you you cannot have a free will, like you and free of actions. So everything is really um, there are strict processes and everything's so slow. And for guys like me who try to be like top performer or overachiever, it's really hard to work in that environment. So after that, I guess it was some sort of pivotal moment for my career, because I was tired of this corporate job and in search of something new. And one of my friends, he invited me to join a company that did crypto like 12 years ago. It was back then I had no idea what crypto is, and so I joined the company. It was let's say it wasn't a startup, it was an SMB, but the company was profitable. And back then I started as a chief operations officer at BTC mining pool. Back then, this pool had more than 30% of total Bitcoin hash rate. It was insane, and it actually was my first job on the crossroads of like IT management and product job, because before that moment, I never, actually worked on the product, customer facing product. Before that, I worked only on the internal projects or products. So I started with the mining pool, and a bit later, company grew, and company started one of the first crypto centralized exchanges. And also, and I took a product owner part for the payments for this central exchange. I don't think I should name here, but for a long time it was in top 10 across among like.
Artem, may I step in here? I wanna tell you, if I was introduced to crypto back in like 2012 or something like this, like those times that you were working there, I think I would pursue my career right now as a crypto whale, like longing and shorting trades and so on, rather than just hitting myself at the office every morning. So that's a big thing. I'm really inspired with this story.
Yeah, the story is really interesting because I had lots of crypto at specific moments in time, but I like every possible crypto scam or potential security breach that actually happened like before 2020, let's say, I was a part of it. So like every possible aspect was there. Like I lost keys, I lost mnemonic phrases, I was.
Wow.
I had the problem with BTC exchange. Then it went down, so I lost, I don't know, like maybe 20 bitcoins out there. And actually, it was like it was a really interesting, like a geek stuff, but I never took it seriously at that moment. Like like that will actually become mainly adopted. So yeah, like in 2017 boom, ICO boom, I lost lots, lots of Ethereum with the ICOs. So yeah, that was a hell of a ride. Like long story short, like I worked for 2 years there, and after that, I had an invitation to join another company as a CTO. And I took the job because they wanted me to become an anti-crisis CTO, because the guys they couldn't handle the pace that were required. So the whole team wasn't oriented on the end goal, on the outcome. They were oriented on the process. So I took another job as a CTO for large e-commerce startup. And it was on the brink of fintech and e-com, because it started as a loyalty program aggregator, but a really hardcore one with actual integrations with bank card emittents and acquirers. So we had to pass PCI DSS certification and everything. And after that, we onboarded a new investor, so we pivoted the platform towards from loyalty aggregator to actual e-com platform. It was acquired by back then largest Russian e-com company. So, but I managed a team of 70 people out there. It was next level of product management and product managerial, let's say, experience, because now I had to handle 4 or 5 different teams working on the same product. So it was a bit different from what we had before. After that, I worked there for 3.5 years, and the company was acquired. So after that, I did, I spent a couple of years as a making a products for sale. So I sold 2 products. Actually, one of them was pretty successful because I had small but still exit.
Like your
And
own
also I worked as a
initiative?
consultant.
Your own business, right? You were,
What? Sorry.
was it your own business, your own initiative?
No, 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 no. Like I worked as a hired CTO, hired product owner.
I see.
So I had some shares in that, but mostly it was a project that that were supposed to be sold. It's not like we didn't have a specific GTM marketing or product strategy for that. We pitched the idea, we got the funding, so we made the product. If the product was really good, we had like something extra on top of what we discussed before. So I sold these products and got back to crypto. I joined Garda Wallet. It was a non-custodial crypto wallet that that was really small at the point. I joined like maybe seventh team member. I joined as a product owner, and it was another interesting opportunity for me because on one side I did it in a smaller scale than I had before, but on another side I did like everything, including like branding strategy, marketing strategy, product strategy, and everything. So basically, we started with reworking like the whole technical part. After that, in 4 months, company became profitable. Year after, like I was promoted to chief operations officer, and in 1 year we ended up in like almost 5 million in revenue, and the company was like profitable and everything. After that, it was another, I would say, pivotal step for me because I joined MetaMap. It's an identity company, a US-based identity company that focused on emerging markets. And I guess I can say kudos for the owners, Philip Victor and Amari Savice. These guys actually, I guess I had the biggest shift in my vision in how I approach product and marketing in general because of these guys. So I couldn't be more grateful, for them. Unfortunately, I was responsible for Series C initiative for the company, and my goal was to bring some new exciting product idea for the market. We end up with the idea of on-chain identity proof of identity protocol that would allow to have walled gardens for DeFi. Let's say someone wants to land on the free market, and only the guys who passed the off-chain KYC could participate in this. Or for it could help to resist Sybil attacks for services who rely on voting, let's say DAOs. And that's the case where another crypto thing hit us because FTX crashed, and MetaMap was one of the main investors was Alameda Research that led by FTX. So all of the R&Ds were cut off.
I still remember those times. That was a big one.
Yeah. I had my heart broken, and after that I did my own my own product and end up here. Basically, this job in iGaming, it's a completely new thing for me. But it was an industry I had zero knowledge about, at all. But the owners here in BROFIST, they were specifically looking for a guy who is management professional with a clear-sighted vision, who is not biased towards the industry. And we talked several times. We understood that we shared the same values, and I decided to give this industry a try. And going a bit upfront, I would say that it is completely differs comparing to my initial expectations. So,
this is incredible.
That's a long story. Sorry for that.
Exactly. Artem, usually when I have my guests here, one of the suggestions they actually tell to our viewers is don't get stuck in the iGaming. Open your view a little bit, look at the other industries, check out what they do, what are the innovations, and so on. Now, actually, it somehow reversed engineered at your case, because you're coming from the different industries that you were talking about, like e-commerce, even construction, and so on. And then you have a huge crypto background, and now you carried all this knowledge experience to iGaming. So I feel like the people working with you are really lucky, because they can hear different perspective. So the whole thing that you explained as the intro about all the career steps you have is really inspiring for me. And I feel like you must have such a motivation to have a very strong leap in the career. I'm wondering, what drives you every day as a leader? What excites you at this stage? Because you have seen a lot and you're at the top right now. So please tell us about it.
Mhm. Okay, I have, let's say it like that. First, I have three higher degrees, and the first one is applied mathematics. So I love, like, my mind loves to see how systems are being built from the chaos, and like after that work efficiently with every piece of the puzzle in its place. So first of all, I started like my career discussion from that point, that I love building, systems. Second, I prefer servant leadership approach, where I can set clear goals, provide resources and guidance that it's needed, and allowing my team to make their own mistakes along the way and unlock their potential. So like wrapping this up, I love building efficient teams, and it's like heartwarming for me to see that my team succeeds. And here I had had all the cards for that, like to nurture the team. And last, I love to build something that people need and actually want. And as for the guy with 20 something years in IT, I can say that most of the guys who are like me, they have like a whole graveyard of that projects,
Yeah.
behind them. And that projects that didn't make it. And all of us left of these projects is, to tell cool stories about them, how exciting it was to build them. So, like, I love doing something that people like use on a daily basis, or at least from time to time, regularly. And I keep learning from them, and I love to learn like from the customers, from real people. And
Yeah.
yeah, I guess we have a really intense, let's say, growth and feedback loop from the customers. So that's something that I love. I like a lot. Sorry.
Amazing, amazing. Like, still, I'm trying to process that you were working with or managing hundreds of engineers, and now you're in the world of iGaming, you're working with affiliate marketers and so on. Like, it's really interesting for me, like this story. I want to build on that, and I still want to stay with the topic. I'm wondering, what inspires you the most? I'm curious to know, like, what fuels your passion as a leader, because our industry is like super dynamic. So can you tell us more about your inspiration sources?
Mhm. Uh, like, let's say we may split it like into two big topics. First one, it's the inspiration from daily things, daily activities, because you have to love what you do, or else why would you ever do it?
Yeah.
So I like small improvements that make big difference in the end of the day. So like couple of tweaks here, new process there, additions, something, I don't know, like maybe new fields in CRM that will help to save like a minute, on every operation, or some new dashboard that helps to see something new for us. And this whole like set of small improvements, then you bring them up. You can have a huge leap in productivity for the team, and that can result like in really big financial outcome for the company. That's one. And second, part of the internal motivation, in I like as a CEO, I have a pretty wide time frame between the action that I take and the actual result that I get.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm trying to balance like high level CEO work, like the strategy and like execution for shareholders and everything, and operation operational excellence that I actually dive deeper into details of most of the operational processes that we have across all of the departments. As for the external thing, like not the actual part of my job, I guess I mentioned the pivotal moment, the guys in Meetup. So these guys, they had like completely different experience that I had. Like they are from Stanford, you know, they are deeply involved in the VC culture in the Valley. So that's actually that, you know, like drives me. Then I see guys, and I'm trying to like making a habit of thinking that way. For me, like that I see picture way broader than it is like now, or even in the upcoming future, like in a short-term future. So I like to think global. Yeah, and that's if the shareholders, the owners, they actually share the same approach, it's like it gives you a serious boost in motivation.
I see. And Artem, you actually sound like a actual builder. You know, you like to build things, build systems, and look at this over time. And also, to me, you also sound like how to say it, like a person of the actual process execution. Obviously, because of your leadership role, you need to look at the whole strategy planning and everything else. But some people give up during the process, but you seem to enjoy the whole process and then enjoying at the end the results that you bring, right?
Yeah, totally. I deeply involved in the day-to-day operations, and I know most of them in like smallest details.
I see. So if you like, we can just go back a little bit to your first days at Brofist. I'm very curious about your initial impressions of the company. I was wondering, like, what priorities did you set up to scale it up, and also maybe you can tell us, like, how it was at the beginning, and how did you change the whole thing over there and make the company right now like a rapidly growing one?
Yeah, my first impression was shock actually, because I came from highly competitive market, and I was shocked that the company that actually at the moment had zero, like close to zero actual like processes, like according to the best practices, is doing that good, and it's actually profitable. So I was, like shocked. And I think that was because of the team, because they actually put a heart into what they did. My first goal was to prepare the company for scale. So I started with some sort of due diligence across all verticals, and during like first 3 weeks, I identified like up to, I would say, 80, I guess, things that were missing or in a bad shape or required some, attention from me. So we made a plan for that, and I wanted to managers to be directly involved in the strategy, and we're actually owning these goals. So it's not from me; it's like from them. And so I made like the first company level strategic session to set up the company goals for the year that involved all of the managers, and we started with that. Yeah. As for the things like we did like last year for the company, first of all, we started with the analytics layer that combined, everyone's effort in a single dashboard to have like a full clarity of how every department is doing.
Yeah.
We built like a whole new ETL process, integrating all of the data sources from like all the information systems we use into a single pipeline. Yeah, so that was like the first initial steps.
I see. When you just came to the company after like starting those, I would say even revolutionary things, did you hear from anybody telling you, "Hey, Artem, this is iGaming. It's not how we do things here." Did you have any challenges? Please, let's talk about it a bit.
Yeah, of course. I had, and actually, I still hear it a lot. First of all, of course, for me, as the guys who came from like classical IT, it's really hard to to adopt the fact
Yeah,
that no matter how hard we try, we sometimes can be outplayed by the players, and it's okay. So it's not just like a flat line growth trajectory. It's some sort of sinus. So sometimes we win, sometimes we lose, but the angle should go up.
right.
That's yeah, I guess that's the hardest concept for me, that I had to adopt.
And also, I think after you implement those changes, the trend line, as you were saying, was going up, and then you actually shut people down over there as you perform and the things actually work. So that's the biggest answer, definitely. And I would like to talk about Profis today a little bit, Artem.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you're big in systems, processes, and so on. I know about it, but also I know that you really care about the company values, building a good team to perform, in general, like having a pretty well set up company culture. So maybe we can talk about a bit on these very important topics.
Yes, of course. Actually, business, especially like scaling business, it requires uh, like 100% effort, not only from me. It requires 100% effort from everyone, and you cannot make a solid business without, hiring and nurturing the proper team. So if we're talking about the values, our values are honesty, transparency, productivity, and all these values, they are not just like shallow words. They are
Mhm.
deeply linked to the company everyday operations. So we are honest with our expectations towards each other about the feedback and the results. So I then I only started my career as a manager. I had some problems, given the fair and transparent feedback, and it always led me to like some bad outcomes, because the guys who haven't received this feedback from me, they thought they are like a good performance, and I wasn't happy. And when we split ways, it was always some sort of misunderstanding, and everything. So we are completely eradicated this, because we are not about that. We are about we are not making the same mistake again, but to make a mistake, it's uh, like it's a part of learning. So
Right.
we are not. I'm not judging anyone like because they made their own step. Uh,
Artem, giving the
okay.
feedback is important, but also I think we should all train ourselves on receiving the feedback too. So I would say
Mhm.
that like if somebody noticed something and there's an improvement point, you should just go for this, listen to that, and maybe take an action. Because I often see what you say, like people are kind of offended because of a simple feedback. Yeah, I fully agree with
Mhm.
your point over here.
Mhm. Yeah, of course. It's that's the approach that we have internally, and also we are applying the same approach externally. So we are trying to be fully transparent with all the partners in terms of our actions, expectations from us, so they always can predict like what to expect, what's the outcome is going to be, depending on the income. I mean, like depending on the income parameters,
Of
not the
course,
income.
we are all here for money. Everybody works for that. So
Yeah.
transparency is a very important part. I actually have a specific question on tracking and transparency for you because I'm very curious myself later on. But I fully agree, like this part that you mentioned on the partnership, being transparent, looking at the same dashboard, same screens, and sharing the same values is very important, not only internally in the company, but also externally with the partners, as you mentioned. Talking about
Mm.
partners, Artem, I know that there are lots of affiliates, part programs out there. Like when you go to an iGaming event, there are lots of companies exhibiting and so on. And there are probably a lot of others who are not even there at those expos. And everybody says that their affiliate program is the best. So let's talk about
Mm.
your affiliate program first. And please tell us what you do differently.
Okay. So I'm not trying to say that our affiliate program is the best. It's, I would say, a really bold statement, but we are trying our best to at least beat us as we were yesterday. So in terms of how we treat our partners, as I said, we are transparent. So like working with us, no surprises on our part. We are communicating our rules very clearly and transparently prior to any deal. Like we are as professional as we could be now. So the team improvement is something that's like an internal cycle of improvement. But as for now, like we help the partner, like we guide them through everything. We provide our insights on traffic. We provide our insights on the approaches that work or not in specific geo. We provide detailed info about the players. So basically, all the data that we have, that we collected and and researched, we can help to get a win-win on every cap. So we are trying to own all of the steps of customer journey. So basically, we have our own analytics, we have our own game management, we have retention, we have support and VIP management teams internally to deliver the best results with the player, because retention is a crucial part of the journey.
Right.
And now we also, we recently we started our internal media buying initiative to be able to to own this starting from the acquisition. And of course, we are looking for long lasting relationships with a partner. So I would say, obviously, like it's not only us. We are a part of the chain that provides some value. So the partners are crucial as well. Aside from that, like we have several brands in partnership with leading platform solutions. So our brands are white label, and we are partnered with SoftSwiss and iGate under different licenses with multiple geos available. And we also work with almost every source of traffic and with multiple models like CPA, hybrid, whatever. And so the partner can, pick the best offer according to their needs and possibilities.
I see. Let's talk about the brands a little, because you just touched base on that, and you got Desert, Billion, Desert Bet, and maybe you're cooking up some new ones that I don't know if you're up for. You can, of course, touch base on those new ones too. It's completely up to you. I'm particularly interested in understanding what makes those brands stand out to players. I understand the part with the partnership and everything that you mentioned, but I'm really curious on those, let's say, markets that you operate, and then even maybe you can tell us more on which of those markets or geos are the top performers. So let's talk about your brands a bit more.
Yeah, of course. First of all, the brands obviously are differentiated by the visuals and communication strategy. So brands target specific geos. We know our audience in these geos, like age, gender, what visuals they prefer, tone of voice. We should communicate them depending on that, days and even specific time frame within the day then they are active, and adapt all of our actions accordingly. So as I mentioned before, like we do our game management internally, and so we are constantly doing research about player preferences, type of games they like, providers they like, what tournaments they want to take part of, or to take part in. And we are trying our best, to make all of these trending games, all of the new trending games available for our players. Next, retention part. So we use both internal platform tools and also advanced external CRMs like Salytics and Fast Track to contact and engage players both on-site and after they leave the brand. So via email, push, and SMS. We use different communication
Multi-channels.
channels.
Wow.
One Signal for pushes. We use WhatsApp. We use SMS. And also, like I would say, this is something new for us. We have only started doing that. We are testing new approach at the moment. A new approach, like a marketing mix, where we use a set of tools like display ads and the influence traffic and the influencers to generate to have a general brand awareness, and also use retargeting to return registrations that were not converted into FTDs. And we just started with this approach, but we expect all these sections will allow us to boost conversion rates even more. Though the conversion rates on our existing brands are pretty high. I would say up to 40%, depending on the geo, click to that. So extremely high. As for the geos, like our top geos are Switzerland, Germany, Austria, Australia, Czech Republic, and Poland. We also like made our first steps with Hungary, Spain, and France because they are brand new. They just opened, so we don't have like high density of market data there. And the best geo, and though it's the best and also one of the hardest to work in, it's Switzerland. For like last year, we were stable in top 3 across all of the soft Swiss platforms for Switzerland, but the geo is extremely expensive. And yeah, it's if you don't have any experience working with this geo, like you can lose a lot of money.
Absolutely. And also, the regulations are tightening all the time across Europe, so that's another big thing. We had a session about the state of iGaming in Germany, and I was like really so surprised the things that I heard. These markets, Artem, are not just to test. Like there might be some markets. Yeah, you may say yourself like, okay, let's go to that market and check out this market. We'll just stay a couple of months and see if it works or not. The markets that you just mentioned are not really like this. It's a huge investment to step in and then later to do all the retention and so on. And even in German market, for instance, like you need to hire local people like speaking the language natively and so like it's a lot of different set of, let's say, priorities for you. So I can really feel the pain, and congratulations on staying in these markets, really.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And you were talking about the partner relationship earlier, and one of the things that you mentioned, the high conversion rate. So definitely, affiliates will never go to those partner programs with lower conversion rates. So that's an important touch. I appreciate that one. Uh, what do you do apart from all these, things that mentioned on keeping the relationships? What else you do, like to build new relationships, like maybe having some networking events that you can attend, or maybe you go to some different affiliate marketing events. Like, how do you onboard new affiliate companies for you to work with the iGaming traffic?
Uh, First of all, as I said, we are always aiming to get a win-win long-term relationships. That's basically because same amount of effort is needed, to set up a deal with the partner who will give us a test cap, 20 FTDs, and that's it, or to onboard the partner who will bring us like 1,000 of FTDs. So from the operational part, it's the same. So we are looking for that, but that obviously requires a goodwill from the both sides. So
Right.
as I mentioned above, yeah, we are transparent and we explicitly state our expectations for the test caps before we start and communicate these expectations in great details. Like, for example, we do not accept traffic from crash games with celebs like Elon Musk or Mr. Beast, fake bonus programs like lots of free spin. This is all forbidden. And like all mislead, motif, and everything. And like for us, test cap, this is something that we just use to test the partner and the partner to test us. Partner checks the conversion rate, if the brand actually converts, and we check if the partner is negotiable, because if we just start in the conversation and we get some sort of mislead or motif immediately, why would we, extend the cap?
Right.
And most of the partners, of course, they understand that and act accordingly. But from time to time, of course, we still have to handle some conflicts. As for the partner acquisition, we've been all, and we are planning to attend this year most of the conferences like ICE, IGB,
Yeah.
Sigma, Affiliate World, Conversion Conf, Kinza, and we also had a stand with Gate. So we are planning the same for this year. And aside of that, we use LinkedIn outreach. We use direct hunting with Telegram. We approach the sites of relevant traffic and try to onboard them.
I see. Well, that's actually a lot of conferences that you're going. And another thing I really appreciate, like I'm seeing at Brofist recently, you guys are pushing the social media. You're like trying to be more active, and it's not only going to events, setting up a very expensive and shiny booth, but also being on internet. Like really paying some attention on how you look. And as the leader of the company, you come over, for instance, here at this podcast, you speak with us and you spread the word. So these are really extraordinary efforts, because we usually see that companies spend, and I'm not joking here, like millions building those booths, but nobody really knows, like the leader of the company, nobody actually has an idea what's going on, and this personal touch is really important. So I want to thank you for really being an example in the market, Artem. So that's something that
Mhm.
I very much appreciate. Coming back to the conversation about the partners, and I promised that I'm going to ask you that question about the transparency. If you remember,
Mhm.
data is important not only in iGaming, in business, in any vertical right now. And I know you are really big into data, Artem. So how
Mhm.
do you use data to improve strategy and ensure tracking and partner transparency?
Mhm. That's actually what surprised me when I just joined Brofist. I dived into iGaming. That most of the like IT classical SaaS products, they want to have like a data-driven development, or
Yeah,
at least data-informed, but they actually, most of them never tackle this part because it's, there's something, always something way more important. But for us here, it's like all of the decisions that we make, they are data driven. That's just because like that's a part of our product. So as I mentioned before, like we built like a full ETL process, extract, transform, load. So we grab the data from the Afilka, Referon, from the brands, from our external internal systems that we use like for day-to-day operations, and we combine all of this data from multiple sources into a single seamless pipeline. And we use ClickHouse plus Metabase and Power BI to run the analytics and constantly we constantly improve our tools. So in terms of the metrics, we track more than 50 metrics. Of course, none of them are crucial, but some of them they definitely are. For traffic, I guess that's the vital part. We uh, like we track um all of the conversion rate of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus depositors. We track average amount of deposits per user. We track depth sum to partner income, NGR to partner income. We track retention rates of the traffic. For the and many other metrics that are like a bit less priority than than this. And for the product, of course, we track the payments, like acceptance rate for FTDs and all debts in general. We track deposit frequency. We track, as I said, all of the retention metrics. Uh, we track how all of the cohorts perform, because we implemented like RFM standard, recency, frequency, monetary
yeah.
value breakdown of all of our players into like 20 something main cohorts, and we track each cohort individually. As for the product, yeah, like lots of metrics. Of course, like the metric that is like the most vital is GGR, number of FTDs, number of active players, number of depositors, and like percentage of bonus share.
Artem, I'm sure a lot of iGaming professionals right now, they have their paper and pen at their hand and taking notes of all those metrics that you are talking about. So these are amazing. One of the things that I often hear from professions in our industry is that recently we get so much data from very different sources. We just bring them all together, but it is becoming really hard to track. And also there's always some new trends, new things coming up. Yeah. So they tell me that they are losing their attention. Sometimes, they are distracted from the main things. How do you deal with all these different metrics, different data coming to you? And then how do you make the right decisions, like by making those, let's say, data that you're getting in digestible pieces?
Mhm. First of all, like we use Metabase and Power BI. We had
Hmm.
we have like one, let's say, global dashboard.
Hmm.
It consists from all of the most like vital metrics across all the verticals, and also we have several, like more than a dozen dashboards that target specific departments, specific business processes. So working with these dashboards is implemented in day-to-day operation across all verticals. Let's say we have some big win on one of the brands
Hmm.
in specific geo. So it means that like for now, if the player who actually won this money would not cash out, but play in some other game or in some other provider, we still, even if he lose some part of this money, we still will have to pay additionally for the payment systems. We have to pay additionally for bonuses and so on. So, for example, if we are outplayed, we are trying to put this game into like top games for now for this brand and for this geo, because we have some, I don't know, negative GGR that we can for this provider and for this game, that's actually like a payment systems for that provider would be free for us, at least for some time, until we got into positive. So this is just one example, but we have lots of such processes, and depending on the situation, depending of like spike in some metric, the guys who run operation in specific department, they know exactly what to do, and we try to implement some sort of Hadi cycle into operations to to improve these processes constantly.
I see. I see. I'm definitely sure that you're constantly monitoring those processes. At the beginning, we were talking about all those systems and everything that you brought to Brofist for sure.
Mhm.
Artem, let's go back a little bit and maybe discuss more about crypto. I know you're very passionate about crypto. And now we have got the reality of crypto casinos. They are becoming more common and more popular. What's your view on their long-term impact? And are you seeing any distinct differences in how players behave in that space compared to the traditional online casinos?
Okay, I think we should like start that we should differentiate crypto casinos and blockchain-based casinos, because these are completely
Yes.
different. So blockchain-based casinos, basically, this is something really new, because it means that every spin is written in the blockchain, so there is this full transparency and everything. But it also means that you require some super fast blockchain with extremely low commission to mine the
Hmm.
transaction to a blockchain, or gasless. So I don't think that actually, like, I would say it's more geeky thing, and I've checked the statistics, and I guess maybe 6 months ago or last
Hmm.
time. So the volume there is like basically next to zero. So I don't think it's going to be a trend because the infrastructure is not there yet,
Yeah.
and there are lots of technical obstacles, and also players, they should be really aware of what they're doing. So I don't think it will have some sort of mass adoption in the upcoming future. As for the crypto is just a means of payment. That's
Yeah.
it. For operators like us, on one side, it's really good, because the acquiring commission for the PSP is way cheaper, like 5 times cheaper than the fiat. But there are some the amount of traffic is extremely low because there are no many good suppliers. Facebook traffic doesn't work with crypto like at
Yeah.
all. It just don't convert somehow. We tackled Facebook. No, it doesn't work. And also, we thought that Telegram crypto casino would be like a massive trend, but probably that
Yeah.
2-3 months ago, Telegram as a gaming platform crashed. So there was a series of bans of all of
Right.
major brands like Whale, Jeton, and so on. So for now, I don't know. Maybe then we will have more like SEO sites because most of the traffic that comes to crypto brands they from SEO. So I think if we would have way more SEO resources that target crypto players, and the market would be where, so we would have more crypto adopters. I think the percentage of crypto in total deposit sum would rise.
Right.
And also, as for the players, yeah, we had some experience working with the crypto players. I would say that this is I would say that these guys are mostly like professional players. I don't know. So first of all, their behavior is completely different. So they first they play only in high volatile games with large RTP, like high RTP.
Yeah.
That's one. Second, they are super active with betting. And that's actually, we talked to the guys, to our partners from Solswiss, and they told us that actually that's one of the trends that the guys who have really bad history on the platform, that they try to go to crypto and, to hack the system there. Third, I would say it's the approach like the percentage of hold is extremely low. So the guys, they deposit, they play, and they draw the funds. And I would say that the amount of dep sum per player is, I would say, maybe 3-4 times higher. So these players, we can have a really good income on them, but there's not much of these players, and it's hard to get them, and they're more expensive than the fiat players. So as for now, I guess maybe only companies that either have their own network of SEO sites, or the guys who can spend enormous amount of money for listings, they can afford like to have a large crypto casino.
I see. Well, one thing I fully agree with you here, Artem, uh, about the casinos operating on purely blockchain. I also don't think that it is coming because I am surrounded with a lot of people, even young people. They cannot even set up a crypto wallet without some help. So, it really needs some time for adoption. I fully agree with you. And another thing is, yes, Telegram. I mean, after these recent updates, it is coming back to again a kind of a community management rather than having a Telegram casino thing anymore. So yeah, that's where we are heading. And now I would like to look to the future a little bit with you, Artem, and I would like to ask you more about BROFIST's growth strategy. What are your long-term goals and vision for the company? If you can tell us briefly, I would really appreciate.
Yeah, sure. We discussed it a lot internally. So I would say, long story short, we are on a mission to build a vertically aligned iGaming holding company. So BROFIST is an operator, and so we have 3 casino brands, and we are actually working on another one, on a new brand, but for now it's too early to talk about that. And also, we have a pretty successful game provider. It's not inside of BROFIST, so it's a standalone brand, but it's a part of potential like a holding company. So we started, as I said, internal media buying, and we plan to scale it to make it an independent company if we will succeed here. And so we'll be able to not only fuel our own brands, but also to provide traffic to some of our brands. So Our long-term goal is to build like that's why we do most of the things internally. We want to to learn. We want to acquire as much knowledge, industry knowledge as possible, to get to our long-term goal. And this goal is to build our own platform.
Mm-hmm.
So when we will be able to build the platform, we'll be able to scale faster, to run experiments faster, to make our ideas go live faster, and everything else. So it's a big move. So we need to understand, we actually fully adopted like the experience we need for that. So that's actually something that like completely aligned with me, because I ran huge development teams, and I know how to work with that type of task, obviously. So
That's
I guess
very good.
yeah. So I guess as for now, before going to the platform, most likely obvious way for us is to start a turnkey casino, to get like a mutual experience of running internal PSPs,
Mm-hmm.
compliance, maybe small dev team, and only after that go to the platform. Yeah.
I think you missed executing all those plans and managing teams of engineers, like bigger teams, let's say. So, yeah, sounds like you're coming back to the beginning of your career, but building something even more exciting here, Artem. Whole thing is really fascinating. I really like all the plans that you have, and they are quite
Mhm.
big projects. Today we covered a lot, not only your future plans, we covered your journey as a developer, then a CEO, the impact of crypto on iGaming, your vision for the future and everything else. Artem, thank you so much for sharing your expertise, all the experience that you have with us. Do you have anything to mention before we wrap up the show today?
Mm, I mean, like, first of all, yeah, thank you so much. It was a really nice conversation. Uh, I don't know. I guess in general, I think that the market is really interesting. I can say to the guys who might be not in the industry, but consider the industry for themselves. It's not what you can think it is. So it's a really interesting industry that require a lot of knowledge to actually win the competition, because the level of competition is extremely high. Yeah, I would love maybe it's some sort of wish that the market would be more open and transparent for everyone, because
Right.
as I said, like sometimes we still have some sort of tension with the affiliates, but it is what it is. I guess it's just a market.
That's true. That's the nature of the business, maybe we can say. Artem, I know you're very active on LinkedIn, so I think our viewers, listeners can reach out to you on LinkedIn. And also, you have the Partners website, so any affiliates are with us today, they can go and check out your offers and everything else. Once again, thank you for joining us, all the experience, insights that you shared. And everyone, thank you for joining us today, for watching or listening Revpanda Live. Make sure you follow us on our social media, subscribe our YouTube channel, and also our new podcast on Spotify and all the other major channels. So thank you, and I'll see you at the next episode of Repanda Live.
Thank you. Bye bye.